Today, I want to take us back to January of 1941. General Marshall's wife, Catherine, she had spotted this property a few months prior to January of 1941 when her husband, George Marshall, was the U.S. Army Chief of Staff with heavy demands on his time. She imagined that they would come out here for weekends and that it might become their permanent home after his tour of duty as the Chief of Staff ended. American painter Norman Rockwell captured the visual essence of the Four Freedoms in a series of works you have here today that were painted in 1943. The Four Freedoms were also the highlight of a war bond fundraising campaign that toured the country, raising more than $130 million, which is the equivalent of $2 billion in today's terms. Between 1916 and 1963, Rockwell created 322 magazine covers for the Saturday Evening Post, which at one time was the most widely read American magazine. In the future days, which we seek to make secure, we look forward to a world founded upon four essential human freedoms. The first is freedom of speech and expression, everywhere in the world. The second is freedom of every person to worship God in his own way, everywhere in the world. The third is freedom from want, which, translated into world terms, means economic understandings which will secure to every nation a healthy peacetime life for its inhabitants everywhere in the world. The fourth is freedom from fear, which, translated into world terms, means a worldwide reduction in armaments to such a point and in such a thorough fashion that no nation will be in a position to commit an act of physical aggression against any neighbor, anywhere in the world. That is no vision of a distant millennium. It is a definite basis for a kind of world attainable in our own time and generation. That kind of world is the very antithesis of the so-called New Order of Tyranny which the dictators seek to create. To that new order, we oppose the greater conception, a moral order. A good society is able to face schemes of world domination and foreign revolutions alike without fear. Since the beginning of our American history, we have been engaged in change, in a perpetual, peaceful revolution, a revolution which goes on steadily, quietly, adjusting itself to changing conditions without the concentration camp or the quick lime in the ditch. The world order which we seek is cooperation of free countries working together in a friendly and civilized society. The nation has placed its destiny in the hands and heads and hearts of its millions of free men and women, and its faith in freedom under the guidance of God. Freedom means the supremacy of human rights everywhere. Our support goes to those who struggle to gain those rights and to keep them. Our strength is our unity of purpose. And the president closed the speech with this statement: to that high concept, there can be no end save victory.